Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Franco's World. It's episode 94, I believe, 94 of Franco's World. And if you're here, that means you must like me a lot. So remember to subscribe to me on YouTube, Franklin Miller, or, follow me Twitter, Instagram, Franco's World _ subscribe to the show so I can grow. Tell your friends about it. It's a poppin' show, so you're definitely going to want to get on before it's too late, because then you could be known as the person who's like, oh, they found it before they, became a thing. I always like to do that with stuff. I think that's why I like minor league baseball so much, is because you find people before they're, people. And, I was that way. I think the first guy or gal that I found before like they became a big star was Mac Miller. I'm here to say that I told all my friends about Mac Miller before he was a superstar. He had the same last name as me. Come to find out, that's not his real name. And he was from Pittsburgh. That's not far from me. I was like, you know what? I like this guy. He's rapping about just relaxing and chilling. I'm a relax and chill guy. And speaking of relaxing and chilling, I've been chilling at the therapist office lately, and I love going there. I've only gone twice, but I love going there. Therapy is very interesting. I like the person I'm with. They're a great person. They seem kind. We share some experiences in life, so I think that makes it a lot easier. I will admit though, and I don't know if they're listening to this or not. I will admit, whenever I first heard of our shared experiences, I I thought that might be a ploy that therapists use to make make the client feel more comfortable, if that makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, I totally know what you're experiencing because I also did that. And I'm like, oh wow, like okay, so this person knows what I'm talking about. And I'm sure they're being 100% truthful, but it's just like that's the way I work, the skeptic and the have to find the every little intricacy and googling things, and I'm looking up specs on therapy and stuff for myself, even though I'm not a doctor, but that's just what I have to do. Therapy is very interesting. It was prescribed to me from a medical professional, and I'm happy it's happening because I'm learning techniques that I wouldn't have otherwise learned. I'll tell you some techniques here at the end, but uh, it's it's a little bit interesting. I thought coming back home was like a mental rehab for me, get away from the hustle and bustle. Turns out quite the contrary. Being cooped up, not good. Who would have thought? Who would have thought being cooped up is bad, So this has been an actual mental rehab for me. It's been very good, and it's helped me so far in my few visits and talking to other professionals and stuff like that. It's good. So if you have some issues in your life, have an issue, grab a tissue. Okay, go talk to a counselor or something like that. If your insurance will cover it, mine, it's in the works. So who knows? My intake meeting that I had recently, I accidentally acted like a total jerk as soon as I got there. And it wasn't a nervous tick. It wasn't a like I don't need to be here. It was just a complete accident, and now I'm in the process of making up for said accident and just overly compensating kindness to the receptionist. I didn't, and I did. I totally did not mean to sound like a jerk. So you have intake paperwork you have to fill out. You can fill it out there, or here's a little trick: you fill it out before you get there. Don't have to wait as long. So I did that. I filled it out before I got there, and I show up to the window, um, and they slide the glass open, and they're like, "Hello," and I'm like, "I assume this is the intake paperwork." Oh my god, I hate myself sometimes, man. I assume this is the what is happening? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I think there's a literal tank driving by my house. Okay. This is the paperwork. I don't know what you want me to do with it. Definitely did not mean to act like a total jerk, and I'm in the process of saying thank you for every little thing. Like they handed me 2 bills today, X amount of dollars, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I'll pay. Yeah, I'll pay this. Thank you so much for taking my card." Like I'm in the process of overly correcting my mistake. I don't mean to sound off-putting. I don't mean to sound demeaning to anybody. Sometimes that's just my voice. And this happened the other day. I went to the diner with one of my close friends, Mr. Grant. He was actually on the show a few weeks ago, and he's been on an episode before. And he got his job, and we were celebrating his last week of freedom, essentially, before he became a slave to the corporations. And we went to a diner, and the server at the diner was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I had egg on my face." And I go, "How do you mean that? Did you mean that in the literal sense that you have egg on your face, or is it metaphorical, or like what did you say?" And she goes, "No, I'm a server in a diner that serves breakfast. I literally have egg on my face. You idiot! No, you can't get your hash browns covered in gravy this week. That's just what I don't mean to sound like a jerk. That's just my voice." Well, what do you mean by that? Maybe I'm being the therapist. Maybe I am a therapist. I love the conversations that I have with the person. I don't know. I don't think the goal of therapy is to try to make your therapist laugh. However, that is my goal. My goal is I have roughly 45 minutes, and I'm a comic, so I work in minutes. 45 minutes, I have my watch on. I know how much time I have. And throughout the entire session, I'm always going like, and I know I got to hurry up, and I know I got to let you go. And then they let me talk, and then they don't say we have to stop, because that sounds very like stick the landing. That's like, no, you're not allowed to talk anymore. So what they say is we have to wind down now, which I like it. It's inviting. It's an inviting experience. Franklin, I know that one time in fifth grade when you lost the county science fair to a man who got paid to go to college it was a tough loss for you, and that hurt the ego a little bit. But I have to tell you, we gotta wind down. We gotta wind down. I'm not going there for any sort of ego problem. If anything, it's quite the contrary. Very panicky, very anxious, and sometimes, considering my future career choice is the public. I'm serving the public essentially. Um, Comparison is the thief of joy. So you see people having success, and you're like, oh man, like that sucks that must mean I suck. But that doesn't mean you suck. That just means like they're good and they're getting opportunities. Again, I never cheer for anybody to lose. People do that. People cheer for people to implode. I'm not into that. I think there's enough room at the table for everybody. It's just for me, sometimes like internally, I'm like, oh man, maybe I do suck. So I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I'm working on my negativity. I'm working on my anxiousness, just general anxiousness. I did not pick up the medication that was prescribed to me. Medication sounds bad. It's 5 milligrams of a little like, hey, you want to go to sleep easier? Boom. Like it's really it. It's not like I'm out here chewing Xanax. Okay. That's not what I'm into. And I didn't pick up my prescription, and I actually apologized to my therapist for my doctor. I said, like, do you think the doctor will be mad if I don't pick up the prescription? Like, I don't want to upset them. I feel like I should pick this up just because. And they're like, that's not a thing. Like, you're making that scenario up in your mind. These are the things that I'm in the process of working out. Again, you go in there and it's like, I know I got to hurry. I only have X amount of time. Franklin, we got to wind down, and I'm panicking about every little thing. And I got to talk about the one time my mom forced me to go to church and I failed a school project. And it's like, I have religious trauma. Oh, but therapy is not weird. So I highly suggest you go do it. It's helpful. So far it's been helpful. It's weird though, because you can, I'm not doing this. If my therapist is checking this out, I'm not. I told you I'm an open book. I'm an open book. You can lie in therapy, and these are trained professionals. I'm sure they can pick up on ticks and trips of you, like, oh, he looked to the left when he said that. He's making that up. He lied, or he's fixing his hands. He's preparing himself. He's lying. Like, I'm sure you know all the tricks of the trade when people are lying. But it's weird because I can go in there and I'm in a good mood, and I'm like, bang, 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 here it is. I go in there and I'm in a bad mood. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm going through. And then, I can also just go in there and just lie. I could be in a bad mood and be like, yeah, it was really good. I don't do that, but I'm saying people can do that. I'm sure they have ways of figuring it out. I don't know those ways, and that worries me. Again, I don't know why I'm so obsessive over this. Gosh, it doesn't make sense. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't make sense why I'm obsessing over therapy. Like a different, like a random person's visit to the therapist. I don't know why that's in my mind. Gosh, it's not a negative thought. It's just like, there's no need for it. But I guess my unique thoughts make me me. I guess that makes sense. Whatever. So here's a little technique, and this can be the last of the therapy session that we're having here. Here's a little technique. Learned it today, actually, early in the morning, about what to do when you're having these negative thoughts. So law of attraction is real. Um, and I also believe what you put into the universe, the effort you put into the universe, you get back, you reap the benefits. Okay. So, affirmations, write that down. I do that all the time. So whenever you're having negative thoughts, or for me, I have my panic attacks and have all these, just my negative, my negative outlook that I have sometimes, I have to, the 3 S's, and I'm giving you this for free. Okay. I paid money for this. This is free. I'm giving it to you. Stop. Oh, you have to spot it. Sorry, there's 3 S's. And they're all very similar. You have to spot your negative thoughts and be like, I'm thinking this way. Why am I thinking this way? That's weird that I'm thinking this way. And if I think this way, then this happens. So you spot that. Then you stop that and don't think that way. And then you swap that out for a good feeling, or a good thought, or good action or something. So there you go. The 3 S's. You stop the bad feelings, or you spot the bad feelings. You stop the bad feelings. You swap the bad feelings. That'll be $300. Last couple weeks have been eventful, though. A lot of stuff going on. I'm in the process of interviewing for jobs. And I worry sometimes that my dumb little tweets on the internet won't let me get a job where I can sell health insurance to old people. I don't know why that is. Office jobs are weird. That's what I'm applying for, office jobs. And the thing about office jobs right now in the modern society is that, boomers aren't running these media, like these startup media brands and middle of the road media agencies and stuff like that. Those aren't the boomers that are running. People always talk about the boomers run the country. This right here, these are millennial people. I'm not a millennial. You're not a millennial. Well, you probably are. I'm not a millennial. Okay, those, or Gen Xers maybe, I don't know, but millennials are running these media, mid-level startup media brands. It's fun that you have, I don't know, Bark at the Park or whatever, and you have your Tuesday, you get to bring your dog in once a month. And it's fun that you have your little Daiquiri Days, and you love your job, and your job is fantastic because they let you drink Trulies outside on a hot Friday afternoon, and you have a company-wide barbecue. And that's fun. That's a fun activity that you guys get to do, and you all rally together, and you make your 35 grand, and you celebrate your existence. You don't have health insurance, but you have Daiquiri Days. I don't get that. I don't get that from the office jobs. And I know I'm absolutely screwing myself from any sort of potential employment by saying these things. But they need to be said. Look, guy, cut out the Palter days, or I don't know what you call them. Cut out the Daiquiri Days. All right? I don't care that you brought in the Subway sandwich that you need 5 people to haul in. Free lunch every Wednesday on leap year. Give me health insurance and a company match 401k. That's it. Boom. Excellent employer. I'll give you all the great reviews on Glassdoor. I'll make up fake accounts and give you great reviews. Give me health insurance. Give me company match 401k 4%. 4%. Give me that. Give me that. That's it. I'm telling you guys how to run a business here to get people attracted to your agency. That's it. Gosh. I'm absolutely screwing myself from any potential employment. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling them how to run their business. Look, dude. All I'm saying is the modern media game, you take it in your own hands, man. It's out there. All right? The days of doing a mic in a basement and somebody saying, hey, I want you to do a sitcom, are gone. Build your brand and sell it out. That's it. And I got to tell you guys something. As soon as I get one single penny from anybody, the show's going to look entirely different. The show is looking entirely different. I'll curse up a storm on here. I'll interview porn stars. I'll do whatever. I will do it all. I'll be like Logan and Jake Paul. Dude, you know, you can be a porn actress all you want. I don't care. But it's like, you're also being used in the podcast sense. People interview porn stars, 10 billion views. Do you get that? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I should stop interviewing comics and start interviewing porn actresses. I'm sure they're very fine people. I'm just saying, when everybody zigs, I zag. So when I see like the Paul brothers doing something, I want to do the opposite of that, if that makes sense. It's just not my style. It's not my brand. My brand is Yao Ming, guitar, Fitbit. It's athletics and music. I'm not very good at music, but I like it. That's my brand. Give me health insurance and a company match 401k. I don't care about your Daiquiri Days and you drink. Why is it all alcohol stuff too? Like, is this, you have to get your employees in such an altered state of mind that they've just been some sort, I'm going to use a bunch of terms here, that they have Stockholm syndrome, that they actually love the fact that they're employed all the time and they never get to work from home and they don't get this health insurance, they don't get these benefits. But we get to drink Trulies outside. Kidding me? It's not that hard. Maybe it is that hard. So I've been talking to a girl on Snapchat recently. And by talking to a girl on Snapchat, I mean like we Snapchatted one weekend, and I'll tell you how it went. I knew this girl in college, flirted with her, nothing ever materialized, and that's fine. But flirted from afar. That's what I like to do. I like to flirt from afar. You know, I don't like to be pushy. I like to flirt from afar with people that I'm not in the same city as. Flirting from afar is mostly harmless. Unless you're in a relationship, then it's probably not good. Flirting from afar is fun. She looked good on a Saturday night. And what did I do? Fired a couple fire emojis at her. Like that hasn't been done 10,000 times. There will be meet cutes, probably in movies in the next 5 years, or in real life. And a few years down the line, and the child asks the parents, what was your meet cute? I fired a couple fire emojis at her. And she hit the like button. And then you came along. And that's it. So I fire a couple fire emojis at her. And she was like, thank you. Oh, gee, thank you so much. All these exclamation points and stuff. I'm like, sheesh. Didn't know I had that much weight. You know? And then I said, when are you going to let me take you out? You know? And fellas, here's a tip. This is actually a good tip, okay? It's never like, don't ever be like second, like you have to be like on the forefront here. You can't be like, would you like to go out sometime? Or like, what are you doing next week? Just be like, when are you going to let me take you out? Or say like, let me take you out sometime, or let's meet up. Like, you have to form the plan first is what I'm saying. You can't let them form the plan. So you have to form the plan. And that's what I tried to do. I was like, when are you going to let me take you out then? If you think I'm whatever. And she said, whenever. She said, and I quote, whenever. Exclamation point, smiley face. Multiple exclamation points. Smiley face. And I said, what are you doing next week then? Or I said, what are you doing like next Wednesday? And she goes, I don't know right now. She's like, I'm out partying Saturday night. Like, send me a message tomorrow. And I said, okay, sounds good. A couple days go by. I don't message her tomorrow. Put that in her mind. You know, she's like, she tells me to message her tomorrow. I don't message her tomorrow. Now that's in her head. A couple days go by. And I say, hey, what's up? You know, what's up? Nothing. I get no response, and that confuses me, you know? And I do the unthinkable, and I never do this. This is against protocol for me and Franklin Miller, Inc. I said, sorry for the noise. I said, you don't remember what you said the other night, right? You don't remember what you said the other night, do you? He goes, what are you talking about? I said, I explained the whole scenario to her, and she goes, OMG, I'm so sorry. And I was like, It's fine. Like, I know you're probably drinking on a Saturday night. Like, I'm not upset about it. She goes, and then she followed that up with, okay, I'm actually not looking for anything right now. I am so sorry. And you know what I said? Hey, that's fine. These things happen. No worries. She said, thank you. I don't respond. You know what would have looked bad, fellas? What bad optics are? She says, I'm not interested. And I know she means she's not looking for anything with me. And that's fine. But you know what would have been bad optics? If I would have just absolutely, oh, whatever. Like, fellas, never do this. Literally never do this. This will get a black mark in your book so fast. If you're like, oh, nobody ever picks me. Nobody ever does this. Oh, of course you're not looking for anything right now. No girl ever's like that. No, move on from that. Okay, move on from that. It's over. That's fine. You don't have to play poor me about it. Playing poor me will never be a good look. Okay, playing poor me is never in style. Okay. You're not interested in anything? Okay, that's fine. Like you drunk messaged me, said you were down to hang out, and now you're sober and you don't want to hang out? Okay. I mean, that happens every day. No harm, no foul. I'm not upset about it. These are things I'm working on. Negative me would have been like, I'm a bad person. I'm a horrible person. Now? Okay. So, had an experience with the post office. The very, very they deserve, you know what we should do every night? And I know they were doing this with the nurses for like a week, but we should do this with the post office. Let's give them the nightly standing up from the post office, because what they were doing, sorry, my nose itched, what they were doing during the pandemic, unmatched. Their quality of service and customer care was unmatched. I've been getting packages left and right. Rain, snow, sleet, or shine, the post office is always on time. Well, maybe not always on time. They're always there, okay? I have a cousin, postman, good guy. My postman in college, I was kind of friends with, because I would walk to class and he would be at my mailbox every day. And one time it was snowing really bad, and I said, hey, rain, snow, sleet, or shine. And he goes, I hate this job. And I thought, that's not good. So I had an experience at the post office. I've been in the post office before. This is my first time ever shipping something. And I don't want to be one of those, hey, I buy up all the clothes from thrift stores and sell them, or I buy baseball cards and sell them. Right now, I don't want to do that, but maybe I'd like to sell some cards. But I ordered a hat from a minor league baseball. Okay, this is a great story closer because it's a whole big thing. Okay, so I order, there's a minor league baseball team in my home state. The West Virginia Black Bears are a team. And they have this really cool hat. It's like the state outline, like a bear paw in the middle of it, a baseball. It's super cool. Super, super cool. And I'm planning on moving fairly soon. I would love something to wear. And people are like, what is that weird shape? Well, that's a state. You failed geography. And they had this big online yard sale. So the hats are already on sale. And I have the honey input on my Mac. You know what the honey input is, but you know what I'm talking about. And they had the sale. I ordered the hat, and then the next day, big time comedian by the name of Bert Kreischer, some of you may know, success and everything he's touched, multiple TV shows, Netflix specials, all this and that, one of the biggest podcasts in the world. And he's like, hey, I wear minor league baseball hats. Anybody know of a good minor league baseball hat? I send him the link, because he has a podcast called Two Bears, One Cave. This baseball team is literally called the Black Bears. And he tweets at me. He's like, bro, thanks so much. Like, I'll check it out. He tweets at me again. Hey, I just want to let you know I bought it. Thank you again. What a nice guy. I'm a fan for life now. I was already a fan, but still. I go to check the hats out. They're all sold out. Look at me. Look at what I did, West Virginia Black Bears. I did that for you. Because I sent that to Bert Kreischer. I get my hat mailed to me. Wrong hat. Wrong hat. I go through a whole ordeal. I'm emailing the Buffalo Bison, who I guess has the same ownership group as the West Virginia Black Bears. I don't know why I'm dealing with Buffalo Bison's HR or customer service. But they tell me, hey, we didn't give you any express shipping label or anything like that. Just mail it back to us. Send me the receipt. I'll refund you. We'll get your hat. It's been a week. Where's the hat? Where's my refund? And I told them, hey, listen, I might go to a West Virginia University baseball game. That's in the same stadium your shop is at. Give me store credit for whatever it was, and I'll probably buy something because the hat I wanted is now sold out. Post office is weird. The woman at the post office is really nice. She helped me through it. So shout out to the faceless, nameless woman at the post office. And shout out to you for listening to today's episode. Remember the 3 S's of negativity, where we spot the negativity, we stop the negativity, and we swap the negativity. Thank you guys very much for listening. I hope you have a great day. And in the meantime, keep taking care of yourselves. I will see you when I see you and all that jazz. Follow me everywhere under the sun. Let's grow the show, man. Let's have a good week. All right. And see you.